It's a guided meditation. Arriving? Welcome. I'm grateful you've chosen to spend this time here. For the next little while, there's nowhere else you need to be. Nothing you need to accomplish. Nothing you need to become. Simply allow yourself to arrive. If you're sitting, feel the support of the chair beneath you. If you're standing, notice the ground supporting your feet. If you're walking, slowly, let your pace be unhurried. There's no perfect posture, only a posture in which you can be awake. If it feels comfortable, allow your eyes to close or simply soften your gaze. Let the rest of the day wait for a while. Plans can wait, memories can wait. For now, just this moment. Take one slow, easy breath. Let it go. Now allow the breathing to return to its own natural rhythm. There's nothing you need to do. The body already knows how to breathe. Our practice is simply to notice. Where do you feel the breath most clearly? Perhaps at the nostrils, perhaps in the chest, perhaps in the gentle movement of the abdomen. There's really no correct place, only the place where the breath becomes known. Let your attention rest there, not tightly, not with strain, simply with quiet interest. One breath, then another. Nothing more is required. Sooner or later, the mind will wander. Perhaps it already has. A thought appears, a memory, a plan, a sound. You may find yourself following it before you even realize it. And then something wonderful happens. You notice. That moment of noticing is not a mistake, it's the practice. Awareness has already returned. There is no need for frustration. Simply acknowledge what has happened. Thinking, hearing, feeling, and gently accompany the next breath. Again and again. There's no limit to how many times we begin. Every beginning is enough. As the mind settles, allow awareness to become a little more spacious. The breath remains your home, but home is not a prison. If another experience naturally asks for your attention, let awareness meet it. Perhaps a sound, perhaps a sensation in the body, perhaps a thought passing through. Just notice it without holding on, without pushing it away. When it fades, the breath is still there, waiting quietly. Awareness moves naturally. There's no need to force it. Experience unfolds. Awareness knows. Now include the body as a whole. Feel the simple fact of sitting, or standing, or walking. Feel the points of contact, the weight of the body, the touch of the clothing, the temperature of the air. You don't have to search for sensations. The body is already speaking. Our practice is simply to listen. If one sensation becomes more noticeable, allow awareness to rest there. Not because it's good or bad, simply because it's here. And then notice what happens next. Experience is always changing. Awareness changes with it. For the next few moments, simply notice the flavor of experience. Without thinking too much about it, does this moment feel pleasant, unpleasant, or neither? There's no right answer, just notice. Perhaps the body feels at ease. Perhaps there is some discomfort. Perhaps this moment is quite ordinary. Whatever you discover, just let it be known. We often move toward what's pleasant and away from what's unpleasant before we even realize it. Today, there's nothing to change, only an opportunity to notice. Notice how experience changes by itself. Comfort shifts, sounds come and go, thoughts appear and disappear. One breath follows another. Nothing remains quite the same. Sometimes we notice something simple, a tightness in the shoulder, a restless thought, a pleasant feeling, and almost immediately the mind begins telling a story. That shouldn't be happening. I hope this lasts. What does this mean? Perhaps you've noticed that. There's nothing wrong with thinking. The mind is doing what minds do. Today we're simply becoming familiar with it, learning to recognize the difference between what is happening and the story about what is happening. When a story appears, know that it's here. Then, if it feels natural, return to the next breath. Now, something perhaps even quieter. We've been noticing what's present, the breath, the body, sounds, thoughts, feelings. Now, perhaps notice how the mind is meeting this moment. Is there ease, restlessness, curiosity, impatience? Nothing to judge, nothing to improve. Simply notice. Perhaps the mind is trying very hard. If so, know that. Perhaps awareness is already open and relaxed. Know that too. Whatever is here belongs. Sometimes a small shift can happen. Instead of saying, I'm anxious, perhaps we simply notice anxiety is here. Instead of, I'm impatient, perhaps impatience is present. The experience has not changed, but our relationship to it has. Awareness has made room, and sometimes a little room is enough. If judgment appears, no judgment. If kindness appears, no kindness. If neither appears, know that as well. Awareness leaves nothing out. So allow everything to become simple again. Breathing, sitting, knowing. Nothing needs to happen next. Nothing needs to be achieved. Simply rest in awareness, just as it is. The breath comes, the breath goes. Awareness knows. There may be sounds, let them come. Thoughts, let them come. Sensations, let them come. Awareness is spacious enough to receive them all. You don't have to hold this moment together. Life is already unfolding. Awareness is simply accompanying it. Perhaps you've noticed we've returned to the breath many times, not because the breath is more important than everything else, but because it's always here, a familiar place to begin again. You may leave the breath for a time, a sound becomes prominent, a sensation in the body asks for attention, a thought quietly appears. Awareness knows each of those. And when they've passed, the breath is still here, patient, unhurried, welcoming you back. There's great comfort in discovering that we always have somewhere to return, not to escape life, but to meet it, one breath at a time. Simply breathing, simply knowing, nothing more. In a few minutes, the meditation will come to an end. Awareness does not. It can accompany you into the rest of your day. Perhaps you'll notice your feet as you stand, the feeling of a hand on a door, the warmth of a cup, the sound of somebody's voice before you reply. Small moments, ordinary moments, the moments from which a life is made. You don't need to remember everything from this meditation. Perhaps it's enough to remember one thing. When you notice that your mind has wandered, pause. Feel one breath. Begin again. Not because something has gone wrong, because beginning again is simply what awareness knows how to do. So now become aware once more of your whole body, sitting here, breathing, present. Notice the sounds around you, the room you're in, the simple fact that you're here, alive at this moment. If your eyes have been closed, allow them to open whenever they're ready. Take your time. There's nowhere to hurry. As you continue with your day, you may remember from time to pause, to feel one breath, to notice what's here, and to meet it with kindness. Thank you for allowing this practice to go with you. May awareness become a familiar companion. May it help you meet both ease and difficulty with an open heart. And whenever you forget, you may gently begin again. One breath, one moment, begin again.